There's no room for play here. We are not playing. We are all in the same room. The demarcation line has not been penetrated. It is not pervious. It doesn't even exist. There's no radiation belts between you and us. We are not self-propelled props. We are no pictures of something. We are no representatives. We represent nothing. We demonstrate nothing. We have no pseudonyms. One's heartbeat don't pretend to be another's heartbeat. Our blood currently screams don't pretend to be another's blood currently screams. We don't step out of our roles. We have no roles. We are ourselves. We are the mouthpiece of the author.
You are not individuals here. You have no characteristics. You have no destiny. You have no history. You have no past. You are on no wanted list. You have no experience of life. You have the experience of the theater here. You have that certain something. You are a playgoers. You have no interest because of your capacities as a playgoers. Your interest solely in your capacity as a playgoers. As a playgoers, you form a pattern here. You're not singular. You're a plurality of person. Your faces point in one direction. You are an event. You are the event.
I came into the world. I became. I was begotten. I was originating. I grew. I was born. I was entered into the birth register. I grew older. I moved. I moved my body. I moved parts of my body. I moved my body on one and the same spot. I moved from the spot. I moved from one spot to another. I was able to move. I had to move. I moved my mouth. I came to my senses. I made myself noticeable. I heard noises. I distinguished between noises. I produced noises. I produced sounds. I produced tones. I produced tones, noises, and sounds. I was able to speak. I was able to scream. I was able to remain silent.
Yes! He said he was able to remain silent! But I'm telling you, I have a story to tell you that will not keep me silent! I said I saw what I had seen before I became conscious. I recognized what I had recognized before. What it meant! I perceived. I said I looked. Woo! I saw objects. I looked at objects. I indicated objects. I learned I learned the words to wish and to fear.
I learned the words. I learned the verbs. I learned the difference between being and having been.
Woo! Okay.
I learned the nouns. I learned the difference between singular and plural. I learned the adverbs. I learned the difference between here and there.
Oh, over there?
Yep. I learned the demonstrative pronouns. I learned the difference between this and that.
That.
Yep. I learned the adjectives.
Mm.
I learned the difference between good and evil.
Ooh.
I learned the possessives. I learned the difference between mine and yours.
Mine.
I acquired a vocabulary.
I became the object of sentences. I became the supplement of sentences. I said my name. I said I. I crawled on all fours.
Woo!
I ran. I ran towards something. I ran away from something. I stood up. I stepped out of the passive form. I walked at approximately right angle to the earth. I leapt. I defied the force of gravity. I learned to relieve myself. Oh, sorry, my clothes. I learned to bring my body under control. I learned to control myself.
Well, I learned to be able. I was able to run. I was able to walk on 2 hands. I was able to walk on 2 legs. I was able to remain. I was able to remain upright. I was able to crawl on my stomach. I was able to play dead. I was able to hold my breath. I was able to kill myself. I was able to spit. I was able to nod. And I was able to say no. I was able to question. And I was able to answer questions. I was able to imitate. I was able to follow an example. I was able to play. I was able to do something. And I was able to fail to do something. I was able to destroy your objects.
Well, I lived in time. I thought of beginning and end. Thought of myself. I thought of others. I stepped out of nature. I became a natural. I came to my history. I recognized that I'm not sure.
Nope.
I was able to tell my history. I was able to conceal my history. I was able to want something. I was able to not want something. I made myself. I made myself. I changed myself. I became someone else. I became responsible for my history. I became co-responsible for the histories of others. I became one history among others. I made the world into my own. I became sensible.
I no longer had to obey. Only nature. I was supposed to comply with rules. I was supposed to. I was supposed to comply with mankind's historic rules. I was supposed to act. I was supposed to fail to act. And I was just supposed to let it happen. But I learned rules. I learned rules for things and people. I learned generic and specific rules. I learned rules for this world and the afterworld. I learned rules for earth, wind, fire, and water. I learned those basic and those derivative rules. I learned the rules and the exceptions to the rules. And from it, I learned how to pretend. I became fit for society.